make them uncomfortable with your comfort level and belief in yourself when it comes to growth and your personal evolution. Growth gang, welcome back to another growth talk. Today, I want to talk about how you should never allow somebody else's I can't to become your own. Now, what I mean by that is people are going to consciously or unconsciously force their limiting beliefs on you when you are trying to share an idea or something that you're pursuing that is outside of the realm of belief of what they believe to be capable or possible for themselves, what they believe that they're capable of and what is possible for them. And like I said, this can happen unconsciously. The best way to kill a big dream is to tell it to a small-minded person. Now, you're going to have these kind of people around you. They may actually even be your loved ones and people that you are in proximity to that you would never do away with even to achieve your most lofty goals. Now, how it is that you do this is you just need to put them in a healthy place. You just need to stop telling them things that are going to stretch their bandwidth beyond the realm of possibility for them. Therefore, they just can't get in the ring with you on it. You just can't do it. And you have to put some people in a safe place, both for you and them. You're actually just hurting people when you tell them things that you know are in the realm of possibility for you because they've been placed in your heart, but there is no reality in which that they could see that for themselves. And 9 times out of 10, now it's only 9 times out of 10 because there are select breeds that are quite different and contrary to what I'm about to say. They can't give you, they can't allow you to outdo them. And like I said, this can be unconscious. Not everybody is intentionally, out to crush your dreams. They've given up on their own, or they've never built up that attitude for belief of what could be possible for them, or they didn't pursue what was placed in their heart and what should have maybe been for them. They're inevitably going to break you down back to the place where they are. And some people do it consciously, like they do. There are some people out there that are just that narrow-minded and just ignorant that they want to break you down to make themselves feel better. You ever quit smoking? Everybody wants to give you a cigarette. You ever know, if you've ever quit smoking, you would notice that. You know what I mean? I remember back in high school, going up to the smoke pit and stuff. I was always the guy who had bogeys, so I was always handing out cigarettes. But the day that I show up with and I didn't have one, god damned if I could bum a cigarette. I swear to God. I don't. This pack didn't come with any extras. The day that you articulate to that same person that you have made a decision for yourself to move away from smoking cigarettes, they got all the cigarettes in the world for you. Just a little metaphor. I'm not trying to get too far off topic, but that's just how it is. They have all the cigarettes in the world for you. Once you try and break that construct, they want to pull you back to where they are. Irregardless. You make them uncomfortable with your comfort level and belief in yourself when it comes to growth and your personal evolution and your aptitude for belief in what's possible for you and what you're going to pursue. So I implore you, do not tell your ideas to just anybody. especially if you're in a vulnerable place where you're actually looking for somebody to give you some market feedback or tell you that you have a good idea. You need to be very well guarded about who it is that you're allowing to be your critic in those situations. Now, the safest way to do it is you should kind of only articulate your lofty ambitions to somebody that is already pursuing their lofty ambitions. And even better, if it's somebody that's pursuing something relative to what you're talking about. Now, people like myself who have stepped so far out of their shell and what everybody probably believed that they should have been, like, we have a different realm of belief when it comes to other people, because it's like, well, if I did something that nobody else thought was possible and like that I barely even thought that was going to be possible for me, well, I now have more of a general belief in your ability to do so. What's been placed in your heart, what it is that you're pursuing, what it is that drives you. There's a higher likelihood that somebody like myself who has stepped so far outside of what their realm of possibility was at one point will foster that belief and encouragement in you. That's why it's very important to get yourself around people who are doing good and potentially doing better than you. Like, you ever hear the saying, like, if you're the smartest and most successful person in the room, like, you're in the wrong room. There's no growth in that. There's a lot of ego posturing in that, hanging out with small-minded people and weak people and people who could never even, hold contest with you. Like, there's no growth in that. That's just ego stroking. Hanging out with people, smaller people, weaker people. I don't mean smaller people like physically. I mean like hanging out with people that are smaller on the scale, and it makes you feel more powerful and more grandiose. Like that's whack, bro. Straight up. It has a time and a place, like about this much. But for the most part, your ambition should be to get into rooms and in circles where you're actually the least knowledgeable about your thing, and everybody around you should kind of be doing better than you, because it has a gravitational pull where they're going to bring you up to their level. And it can be conscious or unconscious, but like, you're going to aspire to do better when the people that you're around most are high achievers and are striving for more and doing better. It's naturally going to motivate you to level up and become that version of you. So get around people that are doing good, and make sure that you're seeking sound counsel. If you're going to articulate your idea, your vision, and what you're pursuing to another person, make sure it's the right person. Also, another thing, another little pro tip, little food for thought, like, don't, like, so many times, like I admit this. So my mom and my dad are my confidants. I talk to them about everything. I tell them everything. Now, you got to be careful with that. Like, maybe your people aren't built like you are. Maybe they aren't wired the way you are. Maybe they can't see what you can see. And maybe what it is that you want to be and what you can see in your mind's eye, they can't, because it's not for them. And that's something that's where I'm going to leave this off. Like, it's not for them. You possess a very unique collection of skill sets, experiences, and belief systems that make you you and uniquely qualify you what you've been called to do. So do not ever allow somebody else's I can't to become your own. They will consciously or unconsciously force their limiting beliefs on you. Now, if you are around people who are consciously forcing their limiting beliefs on you, that's malevolent. Like, it really is. It's evil. Like, my dad literally admits to me like that he didn't have the strength and the courage to get back up when he got knocked down. So my pops had a big construction company when I was like young, like 3 or 4, and they came out with GST. A politician in Canada named Brian Mulroney passed the GST law, the goods and service tax law, whatever. Like, I was so young when it happened. I'm just articulating, like, I don't even like to say it that like as this, but my father's excuses that he's afforded himself as to why he didn't keep pushing. But he got knocked down really hard. Like, he lost a lot of contracts all in one day, like $500,000 in contracts, which back then was a lot of money, like literally like the equivalent to like $3 million in contracts nowadays. And he had a lot of really weak, small-minded people around him, in the form of my uncles, that just could not foster any strength or belief in my father. And my father placed way too many eggs in the basket of what he allowed them to transfer to him as the form of belief in himself. Therefore, he actually gave up. Like, he did. He gave up. He stopped running his company. He actually fell all the way off for quite a long time. And I don't think he's ever fully gotten back. He has some good runs, but like, he's just never really gotten back. And he's still to this day working his ass off as a result, because he never got to step away in like from the day-to-day working in the construction industry to be that boss where you're managing other people and profiting for your managerial skills and your like his skilled labor, you know what I mean, base, like knowledge base. Like, you need to be able to step away in that industry, and you actually start to make money once you're managing other people. Like, if you take the nail bag off in construction, you'll make money. But if you've got that nail bag on and you're swinging a hammer, like for us that we're carpenters, like I framed houses for a long time too. That's actually like how I started in business, was my construction company, Canada Trades Residential. I was the youngest unionized framing contractor in the East End from 18 to 23. I was doing 150 new builds a year with Mattamy Homes and Tribute Communities. Well, it was Tribute Homes back in the day. Now it's called Tribute Communities, out in the East End of the Greater Toronto area. I was doing 150 new builds a year, like the framing contractor. So I was responsible for framing the house, the back framing, and window installation in a lot of cases, depending on the contract. But I made a lot of money because I seen very quickly that I needed to start overseeing and managing other people's skilled trades within that industry to actually be able to, you know what I mean, to scale my income and make some real money. He never got back. He's still swinging a hammer to this day. He's actually 60 years old. It's always been my ambition to retire him. And since it's been in the realm of financial possibility for me, he won't even let me. And it's not, I don't know if it's an ego thing or what, but like, just a man. You know what I mean? Like, he's a man. And it's really hard for men to allow other men to care for them. But I believe that I am getting through, and hopefully in the next couple years, he's more willing to, you know what I mean, allow me to care for him. Like, because I don't want him working till the day he dies. But he also enjoys what he does. But he's a prime example of somebody who allowed other people's limiting beliefs to foster his own limiting beliefs and inability to press on. So be very careful about who you trust with your vision and who you allow to give you feedback. You don't need to be all closed off. You don't need to be arrogant about it. You don't need to be like, oh, you can't fucking tell me nothing because you're not qualified to, and all this stuff. Like, you don't have to do all that, brother. You put people in a healthy place, but you also need to be very conscious of who it is that you're allowing to give you feedback that you soak up. Especially when you're an entrepreneur, you're going to end up in a lot of vulnerable places where you just want somebody to fucking bust out the pom-poms and cheer you on. Be careful of who it is that you allow to be that person, because consciously or unconsciously, they may just tear you the fuck down. And my pops is a prime example that it can actually be devastating and like some end game shit. Me personally, I rarely allow anybody to tell me anything. And I have a very strong, curated circle of influence that if I articulate my vision, my plans, and what I'm doing beyond the day-to-day utilities and transferring that information to the people that are helping me carry out those tasks, I am so careful about who I have those conversations with. And I would really, really implore you to do the same, my brother. The easiest way to kill a big dream is to tell a small-minded person. So to summarize, don't ever allow somebody else's I can't to become your own. And until next time, let's grow together.